Rachel, I'm Becky, and today I'm going to be your occupational therapy assistant. First I want to ask you, do you know what an occupational therapy assistant is?
I know what a physical therapist is, but not an occupational therapist.
Okay, well, an occupational therapist or an occupational therapy assistant, we're here to help you get back to what you need or want to do in your daily life. Okay?
All right.
So first thing I ask you is, how old are you?
11.
Okay. And it says that you have a shoulder injury. Which shoulder is it?
My left one. I'm pretty sure I know why it hurts. Is because I do swim for 5 days a week, and it's for 2 hours, and we have to do our freestyle, backstroke, breast, and then butterfly. We have to do all 200s, and then we get to do a break. So I did all the 200s, and then it came to butterfly. I was on my last 25, and when I was in mid-swim, my shoulder started to hurt. So when I jumped out of the pool, I kind of stretched it out, and we had a little break, and then we went back to swimming. When I got home, it kind of hurt still, but I just did my homework and went to bed. Then the next morning, it really hurt, and I told my mom, and she said, we'll have to figure something out. So we waited a week, and now I'm here.
Okay. So, is your left shoulder, are you left-handed? Is that your dominant hand?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just checking, just wanting to know. So what I'm going to do today with you is the Canadian Occupational Performance Measure. And what this does, it lets me know what you need and want to do in your daily life. And it helps me to find out what you think is important in your life and how you feel you perform those tasks. And are you satisfied with how you perform those tasks? So what this is, it's called a semi-structured interview. So what it means is that I'm just going to ask you some questions, and then you can just let me know what a typical day in your life looks like. Okay?
All right.
It's broken down into 3 sections. So the first section is what we call self-cares. And that in this section, we have what's called personal cares, which is like dressing, bathing, hygiene. Functional mobility, which is like transfers or moving indoors and outdoors, or community management, which is like shopping and transportation and finances. So some of it's going to pertain to you and some of it's not. But in this section, what I want to do is I just want to ask you is tell me about your life, like from the minute you wake up in the morning to when you go to bed at night. What activities do you do? What does that look like?
Okay, so when I wake up in the morning, I get out of bed and have to take a shower. And when I take a shower, my shoulder doesn't really hurt because the heat just makes it feel better. And once I get out of the shower, I change into my clothes. And when I change into my clothes, it kind of hurts to get it over my head. Okay. And then I have to comb my hair. And when I comb my hair, it kind of hurts to get to the back of my head. Okay. But it just kind of hurts. And then I have to eat and then go to school. Then when I'm at school, there's some activities that make my shoulder hurt pretty bad. And when I get home from school, I tend to eat something and then do my homework and then go to swim right away, which makes it hurt. And then when I get home, I usually take a shower, put on my pajamas, which hurt. It hurts really bad when I have to get it more over my head. Okay. And then I go to bed, but when I'm sleeping, when I have to toss and turn at night, it hurts pretty bad for me to wake up. Okay, so like when you're turning in bed, your shoulder hurts? Yeah. Does it hurt when you're laying on your shoulder or when you're actually doing the motion to get off your shoulder? Both. Both, okay. So what I heard is dressing, especially when you have to put clothes over your head, is kind of one area that seems to be you're having trouble with. Another one is brushing your hair, especially like when you have to put it back into a ponytail. Yeah. And then also turning in bed, both ways, from either on your shoulder or the opposite way. So let me just ask you, looking at this rating scale from 1 to 10, meaning 1 is not important to 10 it's very important to you. How important is dressing to you? Probably a 10. A 10? Okay. And what would you say on the rating scale for brushing your hair, for how important that is to you? An 8. Okay.
And then what about turning in bed? How important is that to you?
Probably an 8.
An 8? Okay, next we have productivity. And the first part of this is called paid or unpaid work. Now, I know you're too young to actually have a job and get paid, but one of the activities is volunteering. So is there any volunteer work that you do right now that you might have problems with?
Yeah, I volunteer at the local dog shelter.
Okay.
And I do a lot, I feed the dogs. And so when I have to pick up the dry food bags, it's pretty heavy and it hurts my shoulder. And I also have to take the dogs for a walk.
Okay.
And there's usually dogs there that don't really know how to walk with people. So they tend to pull or just try to run. And I also have to clean their cages. So I have to pick up everything in their cage, put it somewhere else, and I have to hose it down. Then I have to put it back. I have to put it all back. And then I tend to wash the dogs. And usually some of the dogs are scared to take a bath. So I have to lift them in there. And they're usually heavier dogs, of course. And yeah, that's probably all I do there.
Okay. Is there any other volunteer work that you do?
No.
Okay. So looking at your rating scale of importance from 1 to 10, how would you rate the importance of volunteering at the dog shelter, especially with bathing, walking the dogs, and cleaning their cages? How important is that to you?
An 8.
An 8?
I just like to help people there out.
Okay. Next is household management. And what household management is like cleaning, laundry, cooking, chores, especially chores at your age.
Yeah.
Is there any household management activities that you do that you feel like you're kind of have problems with right now doing?
Yeah, when I have to make my bed.
Okay.
Because I have to get onto the bed and throw the covers over it. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I do the dishes.
Okay.
And since I'm kind of shorter, I have to lean into the dish washers and sink.
Okay.
And it's usually heavier pots and pans. And when I have to carry them over and dump out all the water and put the soap in, it kind of hurts my shoulder to lift it up.
Okay. So for household management, and I heard you say making bed and doing dishes. Okay, so for importance for making bed on your rating scale from 1 to 10, how important is that to you?
Probably a 5. I can get help though from my other family members.
Okay. And what about doing dishes? How important is that?
A 5, because I can, again, have family members help me out with that.
Okay. Anything else you can think of or you want to add?
Probably not, yeah.
Okay. Next is play or school. And what that is would be activities like homework, recess, activities you do at recess, play skills. So is there any activities in play or school that you're having difficulty or trouble with?
Yeah, when I play at recess, my friends and I like to play catch or throw a football around, play with other students, and we also like to play jump rope, four square, basically everything that has to do with your shoulder, which is my lock.
Okay. Can you think of anything else?
I have to cadet.
Okay, and what is cadetting?
Cadetting is a program at our school where the 5th graders have to help kindergartners out, like mostly at lunch, but we also have, this is an extension, we get to outside cadet, and I have to outside cadet, and that's when I have to help kids cross the road safely.
Okay.
And I have to watch traffic, and I have to watch the cars, so I know what I'm doing, and know kids might be in danger. And sometimes it's hard because I have to hold out my arms for a very long time period because you don't want the kids going in front of you.
Sure.
And sometimes when I have to lunch cadet, I have to carry the lunch trays back and put up the tables, and it's kind of hard for me to do that with my shoulder.
Okay. Is there anything else you can think of?
No.
Okay. So first one I put down was for recess and play, especially with throwing the ball or jump roping. So for importance, if you look at your scale from 1 to 10, how important is that to you?
Probably a 10, because since I have to swim all the time, I like to hang out with my friends.
Okay. And second, I have cadetting. And how important is cadetting to you on your scale from 1 to 10?
Probably an 8, because I can have kids sub for me, but I would rather do it myself.
Okay. And the third one is leisure. So the first one we're going to look at is called quiet recreation. And those are like your hobbies, crafts, reading. So is there any quiet recreation that you do that you have trouble with right now?
Yeah, I tend to paint.
Okay.
And I usually like to paint on bigger canvases.
Okay.
And when I do, it tends to hurt my shoulder because on the easel, I have to hold up my arm for a certain amount of time. It depends on like how detailed I'm painting.
Okay.
And I'm also in a program in my school called Art Docent, and that's for the kids that are more advanced in art.
Okay.
And I have to do different sculptures and projects, and I'm graduating this year from it.
Okay.
And when I had to make a big sculpture for it, and it was harder for me to make it since my arm had to deal with it.
Okay. Is there any other quiet recreation activities that you can think of that you kind of have problems with?
Yeah, I tend to do crafts,
Okay.
like scrapbooking.
Okay.
And when I go to the craft store, I'm usually there for hours looking at different craft supplies. And when I do, it's kind of hard for me to dig around in the craft bin and look for the supplies that I need.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So let's again look at importance. How important is painting to you? If you can rate that again for me on a scale from 1 to 10.
Probably a 10.
And where would you put crafting and scrapbooking as important to you on your rating scale?
A 7.
Okay. Next we have active recreation. So what active recreation is like any kind of sports or outings or traveling that you do. Is there any active recreation activities that you do right now that are bothering you or you're having problems with?
Yeah, swimming.
Swimming.
Because that's how I hurt myself.
Uh-huh.
And I can't really do it now.
Okay.
And probably, I tend to take my dog for a walk.
Okay.
But he's a really big dog.
Okay.
He's a Mastiff.
Okay.
And he likes to pull because he's a puppy.
Okay.
Whenever he sees people, he gets really excited, or sees another dog, he gets really excited because he wants to play with them. And yeah, he weighs a lot more than me. And when he tries to run really fast, I can't really pull him back. He's usually pulling me.
Okay. So, okay. So for active recreation, you said 1 was swimming. And then what would you say your importance level, again, looking at your rating scale from 1 to 10, where would you put the importance of swimming?
Probably a 10.
Okay. And then next would be taking your dog for a walk on the rating scale from 1 to 10. How important is that to you?
A 7.
A 7?
I can have one of my family members do it for me, but I kind of like doing it myself.
Okay. And next we have socialization. And what socialization is like visiting friends or phone calls, maybe going to sleepovers. So is there any part of socialization activities right now that are giving you a problem?
I tend to Skype with my friends because I have a lot of friends out of state.
Okay.
And when I show them my room or what it looks like in Wisconsin, I have to hold up my laptop or my iPad.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard for me to hold it up for long periods of time because it hurts really bad.
Okay.
And I can't really go to sleepovers since it hurts to sleep.
Okay.
Well, it hurts to roll on my shoulder when I sleep. And also when like kids do like activities at sleepovers it's hard for me to do.
Okay.
And yeah. And I like to do stuff on the weekends with my friends since I'm swimming all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what I have written down is Skyping with friends seems to be an issue. What would you say the importance is? Again, looking at your scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate the importance of Skyping with friends?
Probably a 9.
A 9? And then what would you say for sleepovers? What would you say the importance rating is?
Probably a 7.
A 7? Okay. Well, next what we're going to do is we're going to pick 5 of the problems that you had mentioned. And we're going to look at them and see how you are performance-wise and your satisfaction with your performance right now. So why don't you look at some of the activities that you said that you're having some trouble with, and can you tell me what would be your top 5 problems?
Probably swimming is the first one.
Okay.
Then painting. Probably removing my clothes. Playing at recess.
Go ahead.
Then probably cadetting.
Okay, now we're gonna rate your performance. So for swimming, on the rating scale, so 1 being you can't perform it very well right now, to 10 being, oh yeah, not a problem, I can perform it really well. How would you say you can rate your performance of swimming right now?
Probably a 1.
Okay. And then we're gonna look at satisfaction, and how satisfied are you right now of your performance of swimming?
A 1.
A 1? Okay. Next, we're going to look at painting. So again, your rating scale, how would you assess, or how would you rate your performance of painting?
A 3.
Okay. And then how would you rate your satisfaction? How satisfied are you of your performance right now of painting by looking at your rating scale?
A 1.
Okay. Next, removing clothes. What would you say, how would you rate yourself with your performance of removing your clothes right now?
A 5.
5. And then how satisfied are you with your performance level of removing your clothes right now?
A 3.
4 is playing at recess. So how would you rate right now your performance of playing at recess?
A 5 probably.
Okay. And how satisfied are you with that performance?
A 5.
Okay, and number 5, you have put down cadetting. So how would you rate your performance of cadetting right now?
A 4.
4. And then how would you rate the satisfaction of your performance of cadetting right now?
A 2.
A 2. Okay. Well, Rachel, thank you for doing this assessment with me. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the problems of what you indicated, and we're going to figure out a plan of how we can help you be successful again at making these activities fun and able to do in your life, since they seem to be important to you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.